writing a book carries a lot of weight. And I think sometimes we think that it takes a ton of time and we have to have nothing going on in our lives in order for us to finally have the time to write a book. But let's be real, we're never not going to have something going on in order for us to have the time to focus on writing a book, or it could be something else, starting the business, doing the thing, whatever that is for you. It's going to be 7 years since I wrote my first book, and now I'm actively working on my second. And in ways, this kind of feels like my first book because because of the way that I'm just feeling being so intentional with it in so many ways. And I also want to add that I am just a little under 3 months away from my wedding. I'm actively growing my business, actively supporting clients with their books and helping them launch, and I'm working full time. So I've got a lot going on right now. And no, I'm not stressed. I'm actually feeling super grounded. And one of the things that I've learned and have been working on is seeing how everything that I do is so intertwined. And so a few months ago, I was hyper focused on this podcast show and growing it and getting into the flow there. And there were times where I thought that it was actually going to pull me away from the other things that I were doing. And in the last 2 to 3 months, I've had 20 plus conversations with incredible human beings on the show. And what's interesting is how through all these conversations, the idea and the direction of my book came through. It was through these conversations. And now, as I work with clients inside my signature program at the Studio Press called the Soul Script, I've realized that I've created a framework that will work for my book and clients' books. And the shift and the perspective that I just want to leave you with here right now in this moment is that life is never going to stop lifing, right? Like, you're just always going to have something going on. You're not going to be able to retreat away to a cabin in order to write the book or sit and focus on growing your business or starting your business, whatever it looks like for you. It's everything that is going on, not just a book, but everything that is being created through you. The best experience that you can give yourself as you create something is to be in it, to be fully immersed in it. The conversations I've had through the show create a spark for my book and many other aspects of my business. And it's just been so fun as I'm in conversations and just have this like idea land or this piece of clarity come through. And I actually just finished having a conversation with a client who has a children's book on the go and while also writing another book, and she's presenting a short story at a conference in the fall, and her book isn't even published yet. And I told her, like, this is your playground to see what works and what doesn't. She wouldn't have had this opportunity had she been so hyper focused on finishing her book before she started putting herself out there. So I'd love to hear how you're going to put yourself out there as you work on whatever it is that you're creating. And if a book is something that you desire to create and you like to be supported and held accountable, then go to thestudiopress.co or DM me on socials, Words by Ashley Ann, and we can chat more about your book and bringing that to life. But just remember to allow yourself to be fully immersed in life as you create whatever it is that you're creating.